Hi, it's Kim from Normandy Design, and I am here today to talk to you about purchasing a Normandy Design PDF sewing pattern. I've had many emails sent to me with new clients who love the collection, but they've never purchased a PDF digital pattern before, and they're not quite sure where to go once they purchase it and what the next steps are. So I thought I'd create a video for you. So when you go to the website and you make a purchase, you will receive an email confirmation on that purchase. And in that email confirmation, it will show what you purchased, what files or patterns, sewing patterns you purchased, as well as the means that you pay for it. And in that email, it will also say that you will be receiving another email with your digital download link. And that's what this email is that you're looking at right here. And in this email, it will show you your order number, the date that it was purchased, and the time. Now, one thing I want to note, and it's mentioned in this first paragraph, is that my web service provider only allows the link to download, accessibility to that link for 24 hours. So once you receive that email, you have 24 hours to download the packet into your computer. Now, that's not to say that you can't get it if you're not able to download after the 24 hours. If for some reason you can't get that download done within that 24-hour timeline, just drop me an email, and I'll include my email address in the body of this video, and I will be more than happy to resend the link to you. I apologize for the inconvenience. It's actually a security measure that my web service provides, and there's no way that I can change it at this point. But feel free to email me if you need that additional link, and I'll be happy to send it to you. So to download the digital download file, you're going to go to the digital downloads, and you see the description and Normandy Design, and in this case it's the cold shoulder crop top pattern packet, and it's a zipped file. Which means that I've compressed multiple files into one smaller file that's zipped. All you have to do is to click on that file, and it will automatically download into your computer. Okay, now I'm operating on a Mac computer, and what I would do is I would go to my Finder and into the downloads. As you can see, I have a bunch of folders on the left and downloads. And today I downloaded the Normandy Design Cold Shoulder Crop Top Pattern. As you can see here, I'm going to double click in that folder. And here you will see 4 different files in that folder. And this is everything you're going to need to create that cold shoulder crop top. Now, there may be other patterns, sewing patterns that you download from my collection that may actually have 5 files in it. I decided when I created the pants sewing pattern that the instructions, the sewing instructions, needed to be in a separate folder because it was 35 pages long and it had a lot of photos. It was a very large file. So combining it into that first packet, instruction packet, which is this item right here, I'm going to open in a moment, it was way too big. So I added that separately, and there will be, in the pants pattern, you will see 5 files. Okay, so if you double click on the first one, this is the pattern packet that has all the information that you will need to create this garment. And as you can see here, this is the cover page, and it's a photograph of my lovely model, Stephanie Miller. On this front page, you will find out some information about the sewing pattern. I'm going to reduce it just a little bit so you can see the whole thing. It will tell you what the sewing level is, sewer level. In this case, it's an intermediate. I would also consider it an advanced beginner as well. Its a description is a loose-fitting crop top. I do have some fabric suggestions, as well as there will be additional information on fabric recommendations on a page in the packet. The only notion in addition to the fabric is thread in this case. And then I show contents of everything that's going to be in the entire packet to create the sewing pattern. For instance, you'll get the pattern printing instructions, fabric recommendations and a size chart, an actual pattern layout and fabric requirements, the sewing instructions, and I also provide 3 different files of the actual sewing pattern. This is more for convenience for you. It's 3 different versions, and I'll talk about those in just a minute. The next 2 pages are instructions on how to print the actual pattern itself. In this case, in this page, this is instructions on how to print a home printed tile version of the pattern, where you can print the entire pattern on your home printer. Second page of the pattern printing instructions is for a full-scale, 100% scale copy shop pattern, as well as the AO version. If you're not familiar with AO sheet sizes, it is considered an architectural sheet size that's not as popular here in the United States. Actually, I've had a very difficult time trying to find it, but it is used in European countries as well as Australia and New Zealand, as the sheet size is a lot cheaper than going with a copy shop. The 4th page here is an important page for sewing. This page has everything that you'll need for sizing. I've created a size chart as well as a finished garment measurement chart. The finished garment measurement chart will tell you what the ease is in the fabric or in the pattern as per your size. I have some instructions here on size, picking the appropriate size of the pattern, as well as some additional information on fabric recommendations. I also have a small image of the line art, the technical line art, so you can see what the garment actually looks like. Here's a larger version, as well as all the pattern pieces. This page is your fabric requirements, how much fabric you're going to need, and how to lay it out, how to lay the pattern out with the fabric, based on 2 fabric widths. One's 45-inch and one is 60-inch. Now, just so you know, all Ann Normandy Design sewing patterns are in imperial measurement as well as metric. As you can see, there's metric measurements in the fabric requirements. And then we go into the instructions. The first page of the instructions is more general information on sewing an Ann Normandy Design pattern. And we go right into the instructions for creating the garment. As you can see, I take you step by step with detailed photographs. And as I'm flipping through this, I just want to point out to you that one of the things that I love about being an independent designer is my accessibility, or your accessibility to me if you need to talk to me. If you have any questions, any concerns, or any comments or suggestions, I am here for you. I am always here to help. Just drop me a note via email, and I am very quick to respond. And if we're having difficulties communicating via email, getting your questions answered, I have done videos in the past, created videos to help someone through. I've also even worked in other languages. I do not speak other languages other than a little bit of Spanish, but I can use a translator if necessary, and I have done that before. So that's something that, as a lifetime sewist, I never really had with the big 4 pattern companies. And that's one of the beautiful things about being an independent designer, is that I am here if you have any questions. So here we are flipping through the pattern, and that's the end of the pattern. So if we go back into the downloads, you can see there are 3 files here, and these are the 3 file formats of the pattern that I was telling you about. The first pattern format is a full-scale copy shop version. Now I have this reduced down to 17%. I'll blow it up to 100% so you can see it at full scale. Oops, went a little bit too fast. And there it is, FO scale. I also include the finished garment measurements for each garment on each pattern as well. And the sizes are nested within each other. And in the case of the cold shoulder tops, there's only 2 sizes, small and medium, and large and extra large, because it is a loose fitting garment. Now, on all of my patterns, and this is very important for a PDF sewing pattern, there's going to be a box on each pattern to measure, to assure that it is at 100% actual size scale. In this case, in this pattern, it is a 2 by 2 inch or 5.1 by 5.1 centimeter box. I strongly recommend that you measure this box once it's printed to be assured that it is printing at scale. When you do print a pattern, and it is mentioned in the pattern printing instructions, always be sure that you're printing at actual size and as well as 100%. So it's 100% scale at actual size. You don't want to print smaller or larger. You want to keep it the way it is. So this is the full scale pattern, and this is what a copy shop would print. You go back into the Finder. The second one is the AO version. Now, the AO version sheet size will, in this case, fit an entire crop top sewing pattern. So you don't need to tile it like you would if pattern pieces are too big for the one sheet. So the good thing is that you only need one sheet if you're using an AO sheet size. So it looks the same as the full scale. The last version of the Ann Normandy Design PDF sewing pattern, this is the cold shoulder cropped top, is the tiled version for the home printer. Now what you're going to get in this case with the crop top, you're going to get 18 pages, as you can see right here. Okay, I reduced it down to 50% so you can see this. Each page, basically what happens is that I take a pattern and I divide the pattern pieces up, or the pattern up into sections that will fit in on an A4 sheet size as well as a US letter size. And then it's tiled, and there are notches on each one of these pieces, and they're also numbered in the left-hand corner, upper corner. So what you would do is you would print all of these pieces, and then you would simply match the notches. In this case, the left side notch of number 2 to the right side notch of number 1, and it get taped together. And you just keep doing it until they're all taped together. And I have an actual grid of what it looks like. If you scroll down, it's on here. Here it is on tile number 13. That shows you what it looks like once everything is put together. All the pages are put together and taped together, and this is what you have. And then from there, you would either trace the pattern or you would cut it out, depending on your taste, what you choose. Also, as you can see here, is that measuring box as well, just to assure that in this case it's 1 inch by 1 inch, just to assure that you are at scale and it's the actual size. So you print the pattern out, you pull page 13 out, get your measuring tape out, measure that, make sure it's 1 inch by 1 inch or 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters, and then you can use the sheet to, and here's 13 right here, and use the sheet to put together your patterns. Now I'm going to be doing another video in the very near future on how to put a tiled pattern together, and as well as a trick on how to do it very quickly in a matter of minutes, and I'm really excited to show you that. So that is an Ann Normandy Design sewing pattern, PDF sewing pattern. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at kcollins@ann-normandy.com. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks so much. Have a great day.